So Manchester United have been loosely linked with Theo Hernandez at AC Milan, though it doesn't seem like he is a main target for Ten Hag this summer, more of a secondary option. But how exactly would I feel if United were to make this signing? But how good is Theo Hernandez? I would say elite level. Personally, I think Alphonso Davies is currently the best left back in world football, but I think Theo is a close second. And this is because, like Davies, Theo is incredibly unique, being an athletic dribbler who has the acceleration of a 200 metre runner combined with the endurance of a 400 metre runner, and we've seen this with some of his goals, reminiscent of Gareth Bale, in being able to drive forward into space with the ball at his feet, carrying the ball nearly the length of the pitch before still having the energy to pull out a cross or pass to create a goal scoring opportunity, or a blistering shot from around the box to score himself. And I think it's this ball progressing ability combined with his winger-like output in the final third, which is why Ten Hag may seem to be taking an interest in him, as whilst Luke Shaw and Malacia are both exceptional defensive players barring a few odd positional mistakes, neither have that explosiveness of Theo Hernandez with the ball at their feet, and the Frenchman is a significantly better ball carrier and goal scorer than both, two attributes that will be crucial for players pushing forward into the final third, which is something that Theo would be tasked with doing, rather than holding a deeper position as Shaw and Malacia would. But I think if Ten Hag was to pursue this type of signing, it may show a change in style away from the likes of Guardiola and Arteta. Just looking from the outside, I think that Ten Hag wants Theo because he's going to evolve his Manchester United side into a slightly different direction from where it initially looked like he would go. Whilst Arteta, Guardiola and Ten Hag all use a variation of a 3-2-5, a 2-3-5 and sometimes a 3-1-6 during different phases of possession, which isn't a surprise as they all do follow the Cruyffian school of thought, Ten Hag may decide to set up the possession shape a little differently. As rather than looking to use the two fullbacks as a part of the deeper 4 or 5 in possession, as Pep does with Akanji and Ake and Arteta does with Zinchenko and White, Ten Hag may decide instead to utilise one of the fullbacks, in this situation the left back, as a more offensive outlet, and instead have one of the central midfielders ahead of Casemiro, which would be Bruno Fernandes, Eriksen or maybe Mason Mount if he is brought in, dropping into a deeper position on the left side to retain the balance in the system while still allowing Theo to push forward. And I actually think Theo Hernandez's goal scoring ability is what will allow him to become the world's best left back. His potential is definitely world class because of that specific skill set he has, his ball carrying ability, goal scoring and goal creating in the final third, but also big fullbacks. And to be honest, apart from Kieran Trippier, Trent, Reece James and Andy Robertson, there aren't too many other fullbacks who can even compete with Theo's output in the final third. You can see here his goals and assists in Serie A over the past 4 seasons, where in 32-33 games he's able to consistently pick up between 5 and 7 goals and around 4 to 6 assists, which works out at around 10 to 12 goal contributions each season, which is basically a goal or assist every 3 games. Meanwhile, Luke Shaw has managed just 6 goal contributions in the last 2 seasons, and to be honest, all of United's fullback options rarely get more than 3 to 4 goal contributions a season, if that, and so Theo's ability to directly create a goal can't be seen as insignificant. An extra 6 to 8 goals a season could be anywhere between 10 and 16 points. But could Theo potentially be converted into another position? Now, despite me thinking that in Ten Hag's ideal starting 11, Theo would naturally, he is a fullback, the strongest part of his game is in possession, and I think that Theo can provide similar qualities to what Mason Mount does, specifically that ability to provide under and overlapping runs from the half space, but I would argue that Theo could be an even better option than Mount in this position, just on the left side rather than the right. What Mason Mount lacks in pace, ball carrying and ability to inject pace into the attack, Theo has in abundance, and playing alongside Fernandes sitting ahead of Casemiro as a part of the front 5, he's able to now retain a higher position whilst also being able to interchange with Shaw or Malacia at left back, adding further fluidity to United's attack, and with United likely using a centre forward who drops off from the forward line, looking to open up space in behind the back line, Theo can be the player on the inside bursting from central positions into the box, or pulling out wide and providing the movement in behind from the outside of the fullback. And with his crossing ability from wide positions and his finishing ability from central positions being well above what most fullbacks can offer and arguably as good as many top level wingers, it becomes evident to see what an attacking weapon Theo Hernandez can be. But But is Theo the best option for this role? Now I will admit that whether he's the best could be debated, as I also think that in terms of solely left backs, Alphonso Davies is just as good, if not better, when playing that overlapping fullback role. I would probably say that Davies is the better 1v1 dribbler, with Theo the better ball carrier when driving into space through the centre of the pitch. Davies is excellent at carrying the ball from deeper positions as well, though I do think Theo is the best in the world at being able to exploit the space in the centre of the pitch, whereas Davies prefers to be on the outside of the system, receiving the ball on the flank. And whilst I would maybe say that Davies is the better ball progressor when moving the ball from the final third into the box, I think Theo is superior when it comes to moving the ball from the defensive to the middle and then from the middle to the final third, whilst also being a much greater goal threat. And to be honest, there's a very good argument to be made that Theo isn't just one of the best attacking fullbacks in world football, but arguably the best left back in world football. And so despite left back not being a priority position for Ten Hag's United this summer, Theo would add so much to the team in possession that it would be a massive improvement for United overall. And so if he is available for the right price, it's a deal that I would love to see United do. So let me know who your dream options would be, as well as the alternatives, in the comment section below. Sign up to my Patreon to get the full podcast episodes, and you can check the description as well for some other videos I think you may be interested in.